Honestly, we didn't even aim at the Addison Rae lookalike, and it kind of blew up. It kind of blew up on TikTok. That was like my first little taste of the For You page on TikTok. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lil Xxel, and today I'm here with One Track Mind, and today I'm going to be answering you guys' questions.
Yeah, I'm chilling with One Track Mind.
I'm here with One Track Mind.
One Track Mind.
One Track Mind, we lit. So to start it off, a lot of people are wondering, what's your favorite song that you've ever dropped and why?
I mean, my favorite song that I've ever dropped and why is, right now I only have 2 songs out. MNU being my follow-up, but LMK would obviously be my favorite song. It put me in the position that I'm in today. I probably wouldn't be here with you if I didn't drop that song, so let's do it. That's my favorite. Cool.
Yeah, and you also have like a couple features out, like the track you did with DJ Diddy, Monopoly, and a couple others here and there. So right. Do you have anything to say on those? Like, what's your favorite out of the kind of like more featuring tracks that you've done?
Out of my featuring tracks, Monopoly's pretty much exempt out of it though, because like my favorite feature tracks are the ones that are unreleased, that are on the way. So it's like I can't really speak too much on those, but those are the ones that you guys should stay tuned for. Those are the really good ones.
All right, cool. Excited to see it. Another question that a lot of TikTok users are asking, sorry about that, is what gave you the confidence to start making music and really put yourself out there?
What gave me the confidence to start making music? Honestly, it started back in high school. I tell the story like all the time. So me and my friends, we were like roasting each other, and then we started making diss tracks against one another and started posting them on SoundCloud. And then mine started doing well, like at the rival school, which is Woodbridge High School. It started doing well over there, and then I just felt like making a song one day, and it was called Times 2. My first song was called Times 2. After that, I started making it a little more like, it was like sad vibe music. It was sad vibe music, and I was trying to like tell stories about my girlfriend and I at the time. And I don't know, it started catching wind, and then from that point on, it's like it was in the back of my mind that I wanted to do music, but I didn't take it seriously until I graduated and actually realized that college wasn't what I wanted to do.
Okay, cool. And like, was it ever like an early implanted idea that you wanted to be an artist? Like, was that the plan from the beginning, or did it kind of evolve as time went on?
It kind of evolved as time went on. Like when I was younger though, I performed in a talent show. Like I grew up playing baseball, right? And I skipped a baseball game, an all-star baseball game, to go perform in the talent show, right? And that's when I kind of knew that, I don't know, maybe baseball's not as much of a priority to me as music could be. But like I said, it wasn't until I graduated where I actually started taking on music after all the diss tracks and seeing, getting feedback from all my classmates and whatnot.
All right, cool. And did you have any idea of what it is that you wanted to do in the future prior to getting into this lane?
Before I got into the music route, I wanted to pursue a lot of things. I wanted to go to school for kinesiology, become a PT. I got over that after 3 days of attending college. And then I wanted, like I said, I wanted to play baseball. That was a dream that I was probably going to fulfill if I stayed in New Jersey, but I moved to California and everything changed for me. That was pretty much it. Yeah, music was just the last one, and I don't know, I tackled it head on. This is where I'm at. I enjoyed it.
That's a crazy come-up story, for real. So after watching the video, a lot of people had questions. You kind of trolled around the idea a little bit. So people wanted to know, why was Addison Rae not in the video? Did you have any talks about it? Anything like that?
Addison Rae was not in the music video because I never inquired. I got the TikTok. I got the TikTok dance that I asked her to do a TikTok dance to my song. She did it, and she got really big after that. So I was like, I'm not even gonna reach and miss, because I feel like if I reach and miss, it's just not gonna happen. I'd rather just know that I never tried.
I get that. Were any other Hype House members kind of in discussion for the video, or did you think like a Addison Rae lookalike would be the perfect kind of way to go about it?
Honestly, we didn't even aim at the Addison Rae lookalike. We just added Julia. We added Julia because she did the dance almost just as well as Addison did when she started it. And it just so happens, the comparisons were there already, and the director was the one who put that into play. But honestly, there was no other influencers that were in talks for. No, we were gonna make it a whole TikTok-based music video, but we just chose it was like my whole story. Like if in the video, like I have the talent show. That was me basically like reenacting everything, but just like in an older state. But yeah, it was pretty.
That's crazy. All right, so now that the music video has been dropped, have you heard anything from like any of the Hype House members at all?
I just linked up with Taylor Holder the other day. That was unexpected though. I just popped out to show love, to show face to the song because the song is so popular on the app and nobody knew who's saying it. It's just now that I'm actually starting to, try and attach my face to the tracks and stuff. Nobody like specifically reached out, or like I get feedback, like comments and stuff on my posts and whatnot, but nothing, like nobody reached out specifically, like to say what's up or whatnot. But I'm sure they all knew the song, they all danced to it, so it was dope. It was dope.
All right, cool. Sounds cool. And to your knowledge so far, other than Taylor Holder, I guess, none of them had seen the video and made any commentary about like her looking like Addison or any of that.
I mean, coming from the Hype House, no.
None of that. All right, cool.
No feedback from that.
So in your opinion, you're kind of like in a very distinct route of where hip hop / pop is headed. So what do you think the next wave of hip hop is gonna be? Where do you think it's going?
That's a hard question because you never know where music's gonna go. Although, like me, I never really tackled the hip hop realm. I mean, I would say that my sound is my sound, obviously, because it's me. I feel like I mixed R&B and pop together. Not even hip hop. I feel like I mixed R&B and pop and came up with this sound that I would like to call and say is tailored to me. I don't really know what to call it, but I feel like it could change at any moment. You never really know where it's gonna go, but I'm gonna just stay focused on what it is that I've got going for myself. All
right, cool. And now that you're kind of like claiming your genre, that's a bad way of putting it. Now that you're kind of like now that you're kind of like giving an idea of not where you think the genre is going, but more so that you're just gonna go with the flow of where it's headed to. Do you have any props to give to any other artists that are kind of in the same lane as you?
Honestly, it all starts with just being yourself. It all starts with being yourself, because I was trying to fit into so many of the genres at the time that were popping off. I mean, I went through a phase where I was trying to make music like the Baby, and that was the phase right before I got into R&B. And then R&B, I was literally just trying different sounds until I was like, I'm gonna make what I want to make. And when I made what I want to make, that LMK was born. So honestly, my best piece of advice is just do whatever you want to do, because the moment you follow your gut, and it's like just go with your gut feeling, because your gut feeling is always right, in my opinion. So I went with my gut feeling, and I'm happy that I did so.
Yeah, for sure. So here's a question that kind of like alludes to the earlier questions. A lot of people out there want to know, who are your artistic influences? Like, who influenced your sound?
I mean, my artistic influences would probably stem from artist Jeremiah, because I had released like a cover almost. It was like a remix to one of his old songs called Love Won't Change or Love Don't Change. And I sampled his hook. I sang over the hook and whatnot, and it kind of blew up. It kind of blew up on TikTok. That was like my first little taste of the For You page on TikTok back in the day, back in like October of 2019. And then Drake, obviously, I mean, he's huge, man. I mean, I like every song that he drops. I'm a big fan. And it even goes as far back as Boyz II Men, Mariah Carey. I have a lot of influences. I mean, my parents showed me a lot of their music growing up, so if I could pinpoint 3 or 4, I mean, it'd be those, but there's a lot more.
All right, cool. So a lot of people with artistic inspiration comes inspiration for you as a whole. And a lot of people are wondering where your name actually stems from. Where does Lil Xxel come from?
So my first artist name was Young Lex, because my name is Alex, if nobody knew that. If you didn't know, my name is Alex. So Young Lex was my regular nickname. But Young Lex had 2 X's. So then what I did was I flipped it around. So Lex flipped around is Xell, and I wanted to be a Lil rapper, I guess, at the time. So I kept Lil even when I switched to becoming a R&B pop singer. I kept the Xell going, and it's fire.
Any pronunciation errors that have happened in the past?
Every single day of my life is Xxel, Xxel, or Lil Xxel. To be honest, it doesn't matter to me as long as you know what my face looks like. As long as you know what my face looks like now, just say whatever you want, whatever floats your boat.
You ever had like any you're about to hop on stage for a show and some MC is just like, yo, Lil, you know what I mean?
So I haven't had a performance yet due to COVID-19. However, I've had like the radio guys, they announce my name wrong. But listen, I'm not worried about it because it's like sometimes they pronounce it how it's spelled, and it's easier for people to search it up. Because if you just say Zell like over the radio and you've never heard or seen the name, you might just put a Z in front of it. So, I'm grateful for at least having my music being played and blasted everywhere. So, yeah.
For sure. And a lot of people are wondering, and I'm sure there's a story behind it. How did you come up with the lyrics to LMK?
So the lyrics to LMK, it actually, that's where I was at mentally and emotionally in time. I had just parted with my ex-girlfriend, girlfriend of 3 years, and it was a tough time. I went through months of trying to figure out how am I gonna tackle this music career. I didn't know what to do. And then, like I said, I got to the point in my life where I was like, I'm gonna just do what I want to do. So I started singing about what I was feeling at that time. I was missing it. So then I just opened the song up, lately I've been missing you, and it was I don't know, it was case from there. It was case from there. After that, everything just flowed, and then I posted it on TikTok a few months later, and it took off. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
All right, yeah. And any response from your ex-girlfriend after it kind of took off?
Honestly, she was there throughout the whole thing, which is crazy. She was actually by my side throughout the whole thing. So right, there's a lot of comments. There's a lot of comments that people a lot of people make the comments that, oh, she's a clout chaser, she came back. No, but she was actually behind the image the whole time. So yeah, I mean, she likes the song. She was part of the music video, and it was a good time.
Cool. I'm actually very glad to hear that. No beef. That's a great thing.
Yeah, thanks.
Here's one that a lot of people were asking, and it's so specific that it kind of took me off guard. But if you could give advice to any young person out there aspiring to be in the music industry, what would it be?
Honestly, it was just like the question you asked before, man. Like my best piece of advice is simply just follow your gut. Do what it is that you want to do. Be yourself. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Because I've had friends tell me, listen, no, that's not it. I've had people up until the day that LMK dropped tell me that LMK was not good. And I would sit there and I would look at them and I'd be like, listen, I like it, so it's gonna go. If you believe in something, push it. Because nobody's gonna believe in it if you don't. So that's my piece of advice.
Absolutely. And the last thing that a lot of people have been wondering, keep in mind that I dropped that TikTok before MNU dropped. But what's the release schedule looking like? Music, like singles, albums, what's going on?
So MNU obviously just dropped August 28th on all platforms. Go stream that if you haven't. MNU is a banger. And for the rest of the year, I'm not gonna tell you how many, but we got a few more singles, and we're looking at a project at the top of the year.
All right. Any I'm gonna try and phrase this in a way that doesn't give anything away. Any kind of collaborations with other people who popped off on TikTok or are popping in their own lane?
We got a few collaborations. I'm not gonna get specific, but we got a few collaborations on the way. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lil Xxel, and I just answered all your questions on one track mind.